Whoa. Swoopiness. Right, in this video we are going to show you how to fit these. Shall I do it again? Oh, swoopy side repeaters to your Range Rover Sport / L405. Right, so we've just got these in today. So if you step back a bit, George, can you get both mirrors in view on the camera at the same time?
Just about.
Oh, I've opened the boot. I didn't mean to do that. Right, so can you see the standard ones are a sort of chrome colour and they just flash or blink.
It's really hard to see, actually.
It's really hard to see because they're quite hard, aren't they? Yeah, and it's the middle of the day. But the new ones, look, they're not chrome, they're all black. And as you saw just now, they swoop. So actually, let me put the hazards on and see if we can get a more persistent swoop pattern going on.
That's good.
See, that's what you'll get when you indicate, as opposed to the flasher. Now, George is reckon he's got this sorted. So let's have a look what we've got going on. So there you go. Can I shade it a bit, George? Can you see the blink in there?
Yeah.
So we are going to get rid of this blingy chrome bit. We are going to put one of these in. Now, this amused me, George. You'll like this. So these new ones, look. These are smoking lens, right? It's not good for your health, is it, George? We don't condone smoking. But I think they meant smoked lens, but the smoking, we'll let them have that. Right then, here we go. Oh, unboxing video. Right, so in the packet you will get 2 of these. So it's a little bit of a bigger module, man. And that one doesn't look like that. Oh yeah, it does. That's that side. So it's got a cover on it. They're CE marks. Look, they got an E mark, so they're all totally legal. And it's got right hand on it, so you know it's the right one. And we are going to have a go at installing that in there. Now let me turn off the indicators and let's have a go at doing this. Okay, so I don't know if it's a good idea, but George is let loose on my Range Rover Sport. Now, let's talk everyone through it, George. So, right, what you need is one of these little plastic tools. Now, you will see there's a little section in here, and it runs between where my fingers are, where there's a cutout. So you can get that in, and you can lever that back. Now, let's see that area that's cut out there, so you can see how it goes in. So there's a little bit there, and then it cuts in, and that gives you a little, and that allows you to get that off. You should be able to put both hands on that now, George, and just wriggle that off. So that is the mirror cover removed, even by a youth. Right, now what we've got is 2 screws. Point them out, George. I've coloured the heads in orange so you can see them there, and they're a Torx T10. We're outside, there might be a bit of wind noise. I'll try and shelter it. Right, there we go. So let's have a look at these screws. There we go, there's one. Let me have a look at that screw there. Right, you get on with the other one, George. So we'll have a look at that. So they're both the same. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Right, there we go. There's the second one there. Right, so now, that's it. We've got our towel on the bonnet. That was a good shout, that was. Right, now that should wriggle. Yeah, you have to sort of hinge it out a bit, don't you, George? Fight it out a bit. It's got a connector on it. And what's the deal on the connector, George? Yeah, a little pressy tab.
Got to pull it up.
So what have you got to pull up?
Got to pull up the actual connector.
Pull up the actual body of the...
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, yeah. There's a little ramp. Hold on, let me get... There you go. There's a little rampy bit there. And that will release the... There you go. That'll release that. Okay. And then it's that whole unit you change. So there you go. Grab the new unit. Plug it in first. So it should just plug in there. So there's no actual moving parts on the connector body, is there? No. No, it's just, I got it, yeah. And that all plugs in the same. Now you want to guide that wire in first, don't you, George? You want to tuck that wire in behind, you reckon? And then it docks in at the bottom. Let me come to this side, George, to show what you've got to tuck the bottom edge in first. So do that first, George. It sort of tucks in under the mirror there. That's it. And then you can see where your holes are, where the screw holes are, and line it up. And this bit on the corner, as you rock it down, will slot into position. George is just tucking the cable out the way. You got to get that corner right in, haven't you, George? And it's not quite home. There we go. And you'll know when you're in properly because that'll be there. Right, and then grab your 2 screws. Right, I think the screw angle went in that way, George. It goes in from the front. So put it on the end of the screwdriver's best. And you can sort of preload it in. That's it. Spin it in. You got it?
There you go.
Go on, George, you got it. But yeah, it's important you get the angle of the screw right. George has got it. Second one, George. Come on, George, you're nearly there. Everyone's wishing you on.
There we go.
You don't want to do those ultra tight because it's only little bits of plastic, but just nip them up. Right, and now can you get the mirror cover back on, George? It's a bit of a fiddle, and when you got it on right, it sounds like you've broken it. You got to line it all up. And you got to tuck that top in. He's a bit high on that back corner, I think you're fine.
Okay.
There you go. And just give it a little tap. That's it.
Not fully in there.
It's not fully in. You got it now?
Oh.
Is it fighting? You got it? Sometimes you just you gotta just wrestle it in. No, you're not. I think you're too high. There's too big a gap along the bottom here. I think you have to take that off again and get that bottom edge in. Make sure you get this corner in first, George.
There we go.
There we go. All right, and then this front edge. Hold that in. There we go. I think when you get it in right, it sounds like you've broken it, doesn't it? Yeah. It goes. So there we go. But George helped you out there by showing you the mistake you can make. Make sure you get this bottom corner in. And right, go and put the hazards on, George. Do you know how to do the hazards, George? Sit in, press that triangle, and let's see if George has done it. Can he reach?
Yeah.
Press it. Fail. Poor old George, he didn't quite get it right, but the connector wasn't quite plugged in. But it's another good lesson. Before you put the mirror caps back on, put your hazards on and check the indicators working before you assemble it all together. So there we go. We've made a couple of mistakes, but I think that should help you do that. We will get those for sale on the website. I've got 40 sets in. We'll get those on the website as quick as we can.